Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on 2MB Studios tonight. I'm your host, Misinformation, on this show, That Sounds Right, the game show where you don't have to be right, you just have to sound right. With me in the studio tonight is, of course, my co-host, Will Actually. Will, are you there?
Oh, hey, everybody. I am here. Misinformation. What's up?
I'm feeling really excited about tonight's group, Will. I'm just really excited to get these questions underway and hear some brand new information.
I'm really excited about that too, and I'm excited about getting some right answers to these guests.
Well, Will, as you know, we always have a right answer, but it doesn't always help you out in this game.
It's going to be like this again today, huh?
It's gonna be like this again today, Will. Another glorious round of giving points out for information that may or may not be right. We have 3 contestants here tonight with us. Kenny is one of our contestants here. Kenny, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I am fantastic as well. I can't wait to hear what information you have to share with us tonight, Kenny.
It's all going to be truthful and factual, so that's all.
That's good to know. I'm going to put a star next to your name, knowing that all your information is going to be absolutely true. Thank you.
100%, yep.
Fantastic. We have Kendra here as well. Kendra, thank you for joining us. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you, Misinformation?
Oh, I am doing fantastic, as always. Feeling really excited to learn some new things, wrong or right. We also have, of course, Ryan Dalley.
Hello.
Hello.
Bonsoir, Madame Information.
Bonsoir to you too, Ryan. I am so excited to have you on the show tonight.
I would just like to note that my information will be more factually correct than Kenny's information. Like his will be correct, but mine will be more correct. So please double star my name there.
That is good to know. I'm making a lot of notes right off the bat tonight. I'm hearing that we're going to have a lot of right information, a lot of correct information, which bodes well for me because any information that sounds right to me is exactly what I'm going to be giving points for. All right. Now, as you 3 contestants know, and as the audience knows, if you've tuned in before, you 3 are competing tonight for the chance to leave here with a diploma from 2MB University, a proud graduate of the University of this comedy studio. So do your best. Only one person can graduate, but all 3 of you are going to teach the audience a whole lot tonight. And with that, we're going to dive into our first round. Our first question is, how many world records does Michael Phelps currently hold, and what events are they in? That is our first question. It is at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to repeat it once again. But before I do, audience, as you know, if you've tuned in before, one of these contestants will be giving me the correct answer. But the contestant that will get points is the contestant with the answer that you and I think sounds right. I'm going to read that question one more time, contestants, and then I'll come to you for your answers. How many world records does Michael Phelps currently hold? And what events are they in? Kenny, I am coming to you first for your answer.
Well, as a former Division I swimmer, I should be expected to know this.
I had no idea.
Michael Phelps currently holds 4 world records. And I'm going to say that they're in the 400 individual medley, the 4x100 freestyle, the 4x200 freestyle relay, and the 4x100 medley relay.
All right. Kenny, all those sounded like events to me. So we're off to a great start. I'm going to come to Kendra next. Kendra, what's your answer?
So he holds world records for 2. He holds 2 world records, but it was my understanding that one was for fastest backstroke, and then the other was actually for longest wingspan.
longest wingspan. Now,
Yeah.
that is an unexpected answer, but one that makes perfect sense to me, Kendra, because if you look at Michael Phelps, the wingspan on that man is...
He's a tall guy. He's a tall guy. If he were a bird, he could fly so far, but he is a man.
He is a man, so he cannot fly. All of that
fly.
information we know is correct. Ryan, I'm going to come to you next. What's your answer?
I'm disappointed that my fellow contestants are unveiling Subway spokesman, the Baltimore Bullet himself, Mr. Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps holds 9 world records in Olympic swimming. He holds 9. So the 100-meter freestyle, 400-meter freestyle, the 4x100 relay, 200-meter butterfly, 1,000-meter butterfly, 1,000 meters being 1 kilometer. Boy, I've lost count here. The 100-meter backstroke, the 600-meter backstroke, 600-meter backstroke, and the 200, the 400, and the 100 of the breaststroke.
And how many was that?
That was 9.
That was 9
I believe I got all
world
9.
records.
Yes.
So just going off of numbers here, Ryan, you said 9. Kendra, you said 2. And Kenny, how many did you say?
4.
4. So right off the bat, Kenny's right in the middle. So if I were to pick the most average answer, I'd probably go with Kenny. Ryan, of course, had the most information. But Kendra, you knew that Michael Phelps is a man and not a bird. Also, that I know for sure. So I know that Kendra's answer at least had some correct information. Audience members, as always, I am going to come to you to help me decide. So far, we have someone in the audience pulling for Ryan, despite calling Ryan smarmy as hell. This audience member did agree that they think that he has the correct answer.
If smarmy means being right, I'll take it every night. So and now I didn't realize that we were counting Guinness Book of World Records here. I was assuming Olympic records. So if we're including longest wingspan, which is a fact, I would go up to 10.
10 world records.
Yeah, see, I was only including 9 Olympic records. But
are the Olympics somehow not in the world? Are the Olympics like on Mars or something? Like, why wouldn't they be part of the world?
Now that
not yet.
Mars Olympics.
Kenny, I don't think the Mars Olympics is a real thing.
See, that's where it's a gray area, you know.
Mars is an Olympian god, so
okay. So, listen, there's a lot of correct information flying around. Okay, Kendra was right about Michael Phelps not being a bird. Kenny already correct about there being no Olympics on Mars, as far as I know. These are facts that we know for sure. Ryan, your answer above and beyond with the number of records that you were able to name.
I mean, do you remember the Beijing Games? He absolutely dominated the sport of swimming.
I can confirm.
Okay, I'm kind of skeptical of Ryan because, like, Kenny said that he swam. Mm-hmm. Why would someone who doesn't swim know that much about swimming? Like, how do you even know what?
I'm an avid sportsman. I watch the Olympics every year. I was very disappointed that it did not happen this year, although I think it was the right choice. Kenny, what university did you swim at? Was it 2MB University?
It actually, I did a semester at 2MBU. I did a semester. I transferred out. But now, Ryan, I just want to come back. You said you watch the Olympics every year. Do you watch previous Olympics in years?
Yes, on odd number years, I go back and watch 2 Olympics ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're just it's a little delayed between the results.
Ryan, where were you during the 1996 Atlanta, the bombing in Atlanta during the Olympics? Where were you?
True fact, misinformation, your blue screen just went away, but
please continue.
I was here in Massachusetts watching, but my brother was there with my cousins watching watching the Lithuanian basketball team.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm feeling pretty skeptical of everyone at this point. Kendra, you are getting some support in the chat. Ryan, you are getting support in the chat. Nothing so much for Kenny at this point. I am going to assign our first point, and audience, you're about to see how influential you can be in this game. I'm going to assign our first point of the game to Ryan, because Ryan, I am seeing the most audience support on this question for you. So that is 5 points to Ryan for the first question.
Well, actually, here, I have to say that Kenny is correct, even though Ryan sounded pretty convincing. This time it was Kenny.
I knew it. I knew it.
Can he get those points?
Oh, absolutely not. No one thought Kenny was right. So Kenny is getting absolutely no
I still
points.
don't.
I'm just going to put it out there. I have reason to believe Ryan was behind the 1996 Atlanta Olympic bombing. I don't believe his.
Well, we know it wasn't Richard Jewell.
I don't know who that is, but
He was the guy who was accused of it, and then they found his porn collection, and he really
All right.
didn't.
Kendra, I appreciate the conjecture. I'm not assigning any points for it at this point, but
that's fine. I'm just putting it out there, you know. I'm just putting it out there. The people deserve to know.
We're moving on. Our next question is, who was the inventor of the first diving helmet, and how did they get the inspiration for it? Who was the inventor of the first diving helmet, and how did they get the inspiration for it? Kendra, I am coming to you first for your answer.
So the inventor of the first diving helmet was a Frenchman in 1873. His name was Jacques Cousteau, and he got the information. So he has the same name as the other French guy. The French aren't really creative with names. They all have the same 5 names. They got the inspiration from it, from reading a Jules Verne book where he described diving.
I see. So Kendra, your answer is Jacques Cousteau.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Ryan.
And the inspiration was Jules Verne.
And Jules Verne as inspiration. Okay, great. Thank you. That sounds right to me. Ryan, what's your answer?
So it was actually a Dutchman named Willem ten Hagen. So it was around the same time period. It was in the 1890s, though, and he was inspired actually by the way that jellyfish are able to. Not sure if it's a term, but locomote in the ocean. So they sort of form a that signature jellyfish look that's sort of a dome. And noticed when they were in tanks that there's a pocket of air that forms underneath when they push down. So that and was inspired that, hey, there's air in there. Perhaps if I use this shape in a diving helmet, I can create something that people can breathe. It was able to pipe air into it. And that was the helmet. He invented the rest of the apparatus. Willem ten Hagen.
Willem ten Hagen?
Yeah, I think it's sort of a Willem.
Willem ten Hagen.
Yeah, I don't speak Dutch, so I don't know for certain.
Got it. Thank you, Ryan. Kenny, what's your answer?
So the first diving helmet, it's actually it's a funny story. So it was printed in the local papers at the time, but it actually came about in England in the early 1800s. It's not so much late middle like you guys were saying, early 1800s. So what happened was these 2 brothers, right? They're out at a bar getting drunk, right? Just beer shot, not responsible, right? And they're walking around, they're moving, and they stumble into this barn that's on fire. How does it get on fire? We don't know, but the barn's on fire. Again, this is all, you can fact check this. This is all firsthand account, knowledge. It's so they go to this barn and they're like, we don't know how to get out. We're so drunk, we can't get out. So firemen come. And the firemen are wearing these big smoke things, right, to keep the smoke out. They got these big things on. And Charles and John Dean, the brothers, Charles looks over at John and goes, John, this is a great idea. We could be making millions if we just pop it in the water and people can go exploring down there. So as Charles and John Dean being drunk at a bar, went into a barn caught fire, firemen came, had a thing. John hit Charles. Charles goes, millions.
Kenny, that was such a long answer that I'm almost convinced by it just by the sheer number of details you were able to mention. Now, I'm not seeing. So folks are now coming into the chat to express support. So after Kendra's answer, no one jumped onto Kendra's boat right off the bat, but Dave Thomas did say that they had a fair critique of the French. So that is absolutely true. I would say, Kendra, that is a fair critique of the French, that so many of the names sound the same. So clearly you do know about French, but do you know about diving helmets? Ryan, I forget your answer, and no one seems to really...
The jellyfish shape.
Locomotion.
I have a point. Do we... Where do jellyfish live in the world?
Ocean.
Because when I hear about the ocean, which is broad, and the Netherlands doesn't have like an immediate ocean port. Like it goes into a gulf, which then goes into the ocean, right? When I hear about jellyfish, I have a map. I have a map right behind me.
The Dutch are at constant war against the sea. Constant war. They've reclaimed land from the sea.
Let's see. Okay, I know they had like lands against the sea. Okay, so Netherlands. They're like
it's east of England.
Okay.
West
and like, okay, I feel like so like they're like around here, right? Which is the North Sea.
The North Sea.
But it's okay, so it's a sea, but like there's a lot of, the jellyfish can't really it's harder for them to get in there. I don't know. When I hear about jellyfish
are
Australia.
intrepid explorers. They can get just about anywhere.
I don't know.
There's a lot of talk in the chat. There's some different support getting thrown around, mainly for Kenny and Kendra. But this show is about being convincing.
Smoke
Kendra
thing.
broke out the map. The map is a visual aid. I'm giving them 5 points. Thank you. Because I'm sorry, but Kendra brought their A game. A map, a visual aid for the first time on this show.
Maps are amazing, but unfortunately, they are not correct. It was Kenny.
Kenny with that barn story.
Kenny with the barn story. Hopefully getting points this time.
I still think I'm right.
No? Okay.
You know what, Kenny? I said right off the bat that story was very detailed, and I can understand how it would be correct.
I mean, you got a star next to my name for a reason.
Yeah, I do. Well, let's read the third question. No points to Kenny. Kendra got 5 points. Next question is, why is Lund University in Sweden well known in South Asia? Okay, already Kendra has an advantage because this is clearly a map question. We've got, once again, why is Lund University in Sweden well known in South Asia? Okay, Ryan. Ryan, why don't you answer first? Yes.
South Asia, right here.
Yep.
This is South Asia.
It's so true.
Right. This general area here.
That's
so Lund
South
University in Sweden, one of the older universities in Europe. I believe it was founded in the 15th century. But with Sweden becoming Protestant after the Reformation, they established a satellite campus in Mysore, India, in I believe it was the early 19th century, basically trying to outcompete Portuguese colonists in Goa. So they established India's first Western-style university there. It was called Mysore University, but it was established by the people from Lund University, and to this day they maintain a close academic relationship. There's an exchange program between the two. So every year students travel back and forth between the two. Maybe not this year.
Okay, that could be true. We'll see. Kenny, what's your answer?
Hold on. I'm getting a call real quick. Hello? The president of Lund University?
Okay.
No kidding. What's going on, Gerald? Yeah. So why are you so well known in South Asia exactly?
Gerald doesn't sound Swedish.
I'm English. He's Swedish. Okay, got it. Okay, all right, great. All right, love you too. I'll see you at home. Okay, bye. So Lund University,
Yeah.
is so well known in South Asia. It's funny. There's a story with this. When Lund was first founded in Sweden, back pre 1600s, Lund University, they were looking around and go, we have no faculty. We all these students. We got no faculty. So they thought, let's go to South Asia and let's find some faculty.
Yeah. Okay. So your answer. So after receiving a call from the president of Lund University, your answer was they started a university with no faculty, and their hiring practices were such that they became well known.
Yeah, they thought we don't want anything from the immediate vicinity. Let's branch out. Let's see. They're also well known in the Americas too. So that's a little extra fact for you there.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Kenny and Kendra. What is your answer? Why is Lund University so well known in South Asia?
So I could bring some of my personal knowledge into this. I took Hindi for many years in college and after college. अगर कुछ सबूत चाहिए आपको मैं दे सकती हूँ, मैं पढ़ सकती हूँ, लिख सकती हूँ सब कुछ हिंदी में. And the reason why Lund University is so well known, Lund University of Sweden is so well known in South Asia, is because Lund means dick in many South Asian languages. So if you go to the Lund University Facebook website, you can see many South Asians commenting, being like, haha, I love Lund University. It's because they're saying they're saying like, I love Dick University, and they all think it's funny.
If I have learned one thing about this show, it's that anytime an answer includes anything about dick, it's always the right answer. Okay. And that's just true. Go back and watch episodes. It always ends up being
with dick.
Correct. Kendra, that was incredibly convincing. That's another 5 points to Kendra. I'm not even going to open up the floor. Kenny, tell Gerald you're sorry.
Poor Gerald. Kendra is correct, obviously.
Obviously. It's the answer. It's always right. All right, folks. That is the end of our first round. Kenny, I'm sorry to say you're trailing right now. You don't have any points yet, but the night is young. Kenny, why don't you tell us a little something about yourself? See if you can get the audience on your side.
A little bit of something about me. I just got a puppy today, so that's cool. Everyone loves puppies, you know.
Puppy.
So a couple points right there.
That's true.
Yeah, I love puppies. I got a car recently.
Okay, Kenny, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, I don't know about the car, but Kenny is telling the truth about a puppy. We saw the puppy earlier. All the contestants can contest to that. Who of you got a puppy?
All right, hold on.
Yeah, we're gonna see the puppy again. Everyone in the audience wants to see the puppy.
Blatant
Show that
pandering.
puppy.
You know what, Ryan? It is blatant pandering, but it is a puppy.
It works. It works. Listen, so like if you have a puppy, then I trust that you're correct about some things. So look at that puppy. Look, that puppy has joy in his eyes.
Oh, puppy.
Aw, that is a very cute puppy.
He is.
He's so calm.
Yeah, he is. He's being a little devil when he's not in front of the camera.
Kenny was telling the truth about the puppy. What else might he be telling the truth about? We're about to find out in round two. First question of round two. Here we go. How many reptiles are killed by feral cats each year? How many reptiles are killed by feral cats each year? Okay, this is a per year measurement. Kenny, we're coming to first.
This is a trick question. Reptiles don't get killed by feral cats. Everyone knows this. Reptiles have a hard shelled exoskeleton outside their body, right? Because they're cold-blooded. They got to keep all the heat within. They got the heart. So you think a feral cat could come in and bite? What? No. Come on.
Okay, so Kenny's answer is 0.
0. Yeah, I mean,
No reptiles are killed by feral cats each year. I don't even know why we're asking this question. No reptiles is Kenny's answer. Kendra, what is your answer?
I know there's way more reptiles than like people in this world. So if a lot of them die, then like, and there's also like way more cats. I think there's lots of cats. So I'm going to say somewhere between 1.2 and 1.7 billion reptiles are killed by feral cats.
Wow. Billion.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of reptiles.
You know what? There are a lot of reptiles on Earth.
There are. Yeah.
And Kendra, you're right that's true. Yes, thank you. Geckos are fragile.
So imagine a cat. A cat just like goes like that. It's dead. A cat does that like so many times a day. It can kill so many things. So.
Cats are killing machines. Ryan, what's your answer?
It is a problem. Feral cats, especially as an introduced species, do kill a lot of reptiles, and it can be particularly devastating on the environment, especially in like desert locales like the American Southwest. But it's not billions. But it's probably between like 200 and 300 million per year. So in places like Albuquerque, Sonora, Mexico, the Inland Empire in California, house cats, which are not native to the area, people, they get out, they become feral, and reptiles don't really have, except for maybe speed, much natural defense against them. So cats get in, they take them out, and they can really, really be problems and decimate reptile populations. So have your pets spayed and neutered. Kenny, I hope it's not a cat, but I hope you got that dog spayed or neutered.
He was a rescue, so yes.
Oh yeah, they always do that. Yeah.
What was that first place you named?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
That's made up. Come on.
Also, are we talking about just in the States or internationally? My figure was international.
I figured it was international.
In the world,
okay.
It seems.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Everyone was pretty shocked at Kendra's answer, but we all seem to agree that Kenny's wrong about 0 reptiles. In the comments, a lot of people are going with Ryan. I just want to point out quickly to the audience that Ryan's answer is really only like 1 order of magnitude less than Kendra's. Like that's 10, right? Between 300 million and a billion.
You tell that to the reptiles. They're not going to.
I guess.
Listen, Ryan, why are you trying to like lessen the impact of the reptile genocide?
I'm trying to say the truth. Yes, there are. Yes, a lot of reptiles have died, but
I think you're missing some figures. I think you're missing. No. There's cats are pretty rough out there. I think you're.
Are we talking house cats? Because the question was feral.
We're talking feral cats.
Feral cats. So
feral cats.
Yeah, so it's 0.
Because reptiles have a
hard exoskeleton.
Kenny is a feral cat truther, I think.
No, come on, Ryan. We said we were going to bring this up.
All right, everyone.
Heathcliff was an inside job.
Thank you.
I cannot go against this many in the chat. Everyone is going with Ryan. I have to give 5 points to Ryan. 5 points to Ryan for 200 million reptiles killed by feral cats per year. Will, what?
So the answers that they gave me were apparently all wrong. I got 1 million feral cats killed a year.
1 million?
That was the answer that I received.
Well, you know what, Will? We know that you have the correct answer because
Will actually here.
We are good at your job. So none of you are right. but sometimes that's the nature of this show. Ryan still gets 5 points because Ryan, your answer sounded right, even though apparently it was already way too many.
Penny was closest with
I'm just saying, I think there are many political powers at play here, and they are trying to underscore the genocide of reptiles.
It says, it says turkey written all over it.
Kenny, you say that your answer was closest to right, but I also want to point out that you said that reptiles have an exoskeleton, and you also said that Albuquerque, New Mexico was a mad place. So, amount of correct information here. We're getting a little dicey. Kenny, you have got to catch up. We're going to ask another question. Okay, and the next question is, how many consonants are in the Hawaiian language? Okay, how many consonants? So that would be like, consonants. How many of those are in the Hawaiian language? All right, Kendra, I'm coming to you first. How many consonants are in the Hawaiian language?
Well, it's my understanding that the entire Hawaiian language has 13 letters total, and 5 of those are vowels. And if I remember right, there's the t sound, the k sound. They have like a glottal stop, like in the between like they have that as a consonant. Those are 3. I'm going to say there's 5 more. I'm going to say they have a total of 8 consonants, 13 letters total.
All right. Kendra is off to a really good start. Also, they already spoke a different language on this show tonight. So where I'm already like hearing a lot of expertise linguistically speaking. Ryan, I'm going to come to you next. What's your answer? How many?
Kendra's collecting all of the H languages, the Hawaiian, Hindi.
Hell yeah.
All right. Yep. Anyway, let's see. So Hawaiian, it's a very, like a lot of Polynesian languages, very heavy on vowel sounds and not a lot of unvoiced consonants. So yeah, like Kendra said, it does have the k, t. There is a sort of a j. It's somewhere between like a G and a J sound. J, j. There's l, like an L sound. And then there is m. There's an M and an N sound. So m, n, j, k. Yes. It's only that many because a lot of it is it's a lot of vowel sounds. Look at the way Hawaii's written. There's 3 vowels in a row at the end of it, and you say all of them. So.
So what your answer is? What'd you say? 6, Brian?
6, yes.
8, 6, and Kenny. What is your answer?
Well, I know that there are at least 4 vowels. So I'm just trying to think of the cities. I'm trying to think of stuff that would, I'm really thinking we have 6 and 8.
Yep.
I think I'm going right in the middle. I'm going to go 7.
Okay. Honestly, Kenny, not a bad way to go. So we've got 6, 7, or 8 consonants in the Hawaiian language. Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Now, I am going to rule out Ryan's answer because Ryan, you named a bunch of consonants, but I know for sure that in Lilo and Stitch, they say Ohana means family, and Ohana has an H sound in it, which I think counts as a consonant.
Ohana.
But how would you
also Hawaii? Hawaii.
Oh my God.
You're saying that with it. I wasn't counting unvoiced aspirative. Anyway, okay, fine.
Aspirative, unvoiced. These are a lot of fancy words. You're trying to take me off the trail, Ryan. But Kendra is right because they have that additional Hawaii sound somewhere in there.
I believe it's pronounced Hawaii.
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 Wait, is it really?
It's Hawaii.
Hawaii.
No, it's Hawaii.
I've been
Hawaii.
really waiting for Dave
Hawaii.
Thomas to weigh in because in the chat he said that he was born in Hawaii. Who knows if that's true?
Yeah, he speaks not a word of Hawaiian, and he has a very strong anti-me bias. So just keep that.
You're jumping on that quick. You know what? A lot of support for Kendra in the chat. I'm going to go Kendra again. 5 points to Kendra. You had a great explanation. That makes sense to me. We're given 5 points for 8 consonants.
Correct.
Yeah. All right.
Well
Will,
done.
tonight.
I was so worried I wrote in the wrong answer. I was like, no, I know I'm right, but I might have just sped. Anyway,
It's hard to know. We submitted
It's
those
hard to know.
answers days ago. So
days. I could have been hungry when I did it. Who knows?
true.
That is an H sound.
Hungry is an H sound.
Hungry. We have
Hungry.
one more question in round 2, and that question is, what unique feature of the Sargasso Sea distinguishes it from all other bodies of water? What unique feature of the Sargasso Sea distinguishes it from all other bodies of water? This water is unlike any other water. Ryan, why is that?
So the Sargasso Sea is unique in that most bodies of water, as you can see in the map behind me here, here it says Atlantic Ocean. What is the borders of it? It's the land, right? It's all this land. The Sargasso Sea, no land border. No land border. It's bordered by other seas. It's a sea within a sea. And they named it because of they found seaweed in there floating around, and that was covered the border of it. The ocean currents made it go around, and the seaweed was called sargassum, so they called it Sargasso Sea. And it's right there where my finger went.
Sargassum sounds like it could be the name of seaweed. Ryan, that's a good answer right off the bat. Good answer from Ryan. That sounds right to me. Kenny, what's your answer?
Hey, Gerald. I'm looking for the sarcophagus. No, I'm sorry, Sargasso Sea. Sargasso Sea. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. I'll see you at home. Love you too. So the Sargasso Sea is actually it's named after an explorer, Armando Sargaci. Originally from Italy, but he flew underneath an Irish banner. So this is where it trips people up. Italian sailor, Irish flag, finding a sea right somewhere else. And now the distinctive feature isn't because these explorers found it. It's because the salinity of this specific sea, because of the currents around it, kind of like how Ryan was saying, the sea within a sea, the currents around it causes the salinity to drop drastically. So it's almost a freshwater sea within salty seas around it. Seaception.
Huh. So the salinity of it is completely unique.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot less than what it should be.
Very interesting. Kenny, you're taking some of Ryan's support in the chat. Kendra, you are. Kendra, what is your answer?
Due to the unique mineral content of the Sargasso Sea, it actually, during the summertime, it turns purple. Yeah, that's a unique part of the sea.
Okay, I really want Kendra to be right because I would love a purple sea.
Sounds cool, right? Yeah.
It does sound cool. It does sound cool, but does it sound right? When we start giving out cool points, I'll let you know.
Kenny, take home the cake.
I would like to point out, Ken, you said he sailed under an Irish flag.
I'm sorry?
He sailed under an Irish flag?
Yeah, he actually couldn't get funding.
And this was during the age of exploration, like 17.
I want to be as open and honest as upfront as I possibly can. I do not remember who was the ruler of Italy at the time. I don't know if it was a monarchy, an oligarchy. I don't know the political structure of Italy at the time. But I do know that the Italians did not fund cross-country voyages on like how the Spanish or the Portuguese tried to find the fountain of youth and they would fund these expeditions. The Italians, they weren't about that, but the Irish, they didn't have any of that. So they were like, oh my God, yes.
I would just point out that Ireland wasn't a country until the 20th century.
So now we're splitting hairs here. Now we're splitting hairs. I don't want to.
Okay, Ireland wasn't a country, but there was still an Irish ethno-national identity. And I think
was there a flag?
There's been many flags. There's always a flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's a color that's not often in flags? Purple, but it is in the Sargasso Sea.
You know what, Kenny? This is the most support I've seen so far in this game for you. So I'm going to give you 5 points. 5 points for Kenny's answer about this Italian, Irish salinity.
You just lifted Giovanni Caponi.
Well, actually, here, Ryan was actually correct on this one.
Oh, it was the seaweed.
It was a seaweed.
It's there. It's actually not that far from us.
The sea within a sea.
Can Ryan get those points instead of Kenny? I know Kenny doesn't have any points, but it would be awesome if he could.
Well, Kenny really needs these points. I'm going to stick with Kenny. His answer sounded right. It got a lot of support. We're sticking with Kenny. We have one more round. All right, that was the end of our second round. We have one more round. Kenny, could this be an underdog story? We've got 5 points to Kenny, 10 points to Ryan, and 15 points to Kendra. So they are in the lead, but it is anyone's game at this point. Okay, Kendra, I'm coming to you. You are in the lead. How does it feel?
Feels great. I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank my mother and my father for supporting me all this time. Big ups to my producer. He really laid down some great tracks for this. And yeah, just want to thank everyone.
Amazing. Kendra, do you have anything you want to plug to the audience?
Oh, I also have a show on 2MB Studios. It is called Left Night. I have it with Zach Jones, and it's 7:30 on Thursdays. It is a Marxist takedown of culture, and there's lots of facts in there. Like, did you know that there was a company called Ambrosia that tried to take the plasma of young people and put it into rich people? It's real. There's so much out there, and you'll learn at Left Night. And
I did not know that. And you know what? It doesn't even sound right, but I believe it.
Capitalism often doesn't sound right, but it's always there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always there watching us. We have one round left. And the first question of that round is, what was the first recorded instance of the phrase "kiss my ass" in history? I'm going to repeat that. What was the first recorded instance of the phrase "kiss my ass" in history? All right, Kenny, you are up first.
So I actually do know this, which is kind of weird. I was going to call Gerald, but I don't want to bother him. I don't want to keep bothering him. So Shakespeare, when he was doing his thing in England, London, that whole deal, he went on a weekend, like away in like the English countryside, right? To get away, to write. He's like, the hustle bustle of the city's too much. I gotta get out of here. He goes to the country. A snake slithers into his cabin, right? And Bill's sitting there and he's writing, and this snake slithers in this cabin, and Bill's like, "What are you doing? Like, get out of my cabin!" And the snake hisses and he goes, "Sss." But Bill, being the word wizard that he is, heard that and was like, "Kiss my ass." What is that? Fast forward, he writes King Lear, he writes Othello, he writes all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then J.K. Rowling puts Parseltongue together. You get the snake and the hiss, and there we go. And that's
I'm sorry, and when was it said?
Oh God! Bill recorded in the 1400s, 1500s.
Oh, okay. So it was a while ago.
Oh yeah.
You recorded?
Yeah. And
okay.
Recorded it.
I just want to double check.
Okay,
Your answer is that William Shakespeare recorded the phrase "kiss my ass" because he misheard a snake?
No, he didn't. He didn't mishear him. He heard him. The snake was being rude. The snake was being rude.
Thank you for that clarification. I did not know that William Shakespeare was a parcel tongue.
Well, where do you think J.K. Rowling got the inspiration for it?
I have no idea. Kendra, please tell me your answer.
So the first recorded instance was actually in the 1800s. So there was like an English colonizer that went to Ireland, and it's in his diary. He was like keeping things down, and he noted that an Irishman told him to kiss his ass with quite some shock. So that was one.
That would shock anyone, especially hearing it for the first time, which I'm seeing some people in the chat apparently are hearing it for the first time. Pretty common phrase. Ryan, what is your answer?
Yeah, so it was actually first uttered and recorded in the German. So it's still a phrase today. Also, they call it a Swabian salute. It's Lech mich im Arsch. And it was first said in the 16th century by a German knight named Götz von Berlichingen. Götz von Berlichingen, who was a sort of the last of the sort of knight adventurers. He fought the Turks. He got excommunicated. I think he went around battling and just pissing people off. He got his hand blown off by a cannon, and he rocked a metal hand. And he had like a working metal hand, and he went around and then someone went up to his castle and was like, "You got to stop pissing everybody off." And he said, "Tell that guy to lech mich im Arsch." Which is literally lick me in my ass. But it essentially means kiss my ass. And this guy was very influential. Goethe wrote a play about him. Mozart wrote a piece of music called Lech mich im Arsch. It's all out there. So it's from the German. So the Germans were the first to tell everyone to kiss their ass, and it wouldn't be the last time.
Ryan, you're telling me that Mozart wrote a piece of music called "Lick Me in the Ass"?
Yep. Yeah. I don't know if it was in Amadeus, but there is that part where you like farts. So maybe it
got
was
it.
based on that.
Thank you for clarifying. 5 points to Kendra. Yeah, thank you very much, Ryan, for that ridiculous piece of information.
Well, actually, here you might want to let Ryan get some more time because he was actually correct on that one. Mozart did write a piece of music about it, and it was in the original German.
Lech mich im Arsch.
I'd like to raise a point. Okay, licking an ass and kissing an ass are technically two different things. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Not if you're German.
We all know what.
Not if you're German.
Know. Also, I feel like the Germans are too kinky to think the phrase "kiss my ass" as an insult. Honestly,
it got changed in translation. Just really quickly, we have like 8 minutes left for the game.
Yeah, this is over. We have 2 more questions left.
Okay.
Question 2 in round 3. Who originally voiced Meg Griffin, and why was a change made? Who originally voiced Meg Griffin, which I believe is a character from Family Guy? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wonderful. Great. Kendra, who originally voiced Meg Griffin? Why was there a change?
It was Dee Dee Magano, and a change was made because she aged out of puberty. She got older. And they also wanted more star power, so they brought in Mila Kunis.
That sounds right. Sounds like that could be right. Ryan, what's your answer?
It was Mira Sorvino, actually. Remember Mira Sorvino? Mira Sorvino. So she's an actress. She did the pilot and maybe the first couple episodes, but she decided to leave and go shoot American Beauty. And then, but the show got picked up and went, and schedules didn't work out, and Mila Kunis. There you go.
American Beauty with Kevin. Is Kevin Spacey in that movie?
Spaceman's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a pretty prominent part of it.
Okay. And
playing himself.
And Kenny, what's your answer?
Lacey Chabert originally voiced Meg Griffin, and the change was made. You might remember her as Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls. The change was made because she got a part on Party of Five. They would frequently reference Party of Five in Family Guy after Lacey Chabert left, and then Mila Kunis obviously replaced Lacey Chabert. And
the reason was because that there were too many references about a show she was in.
Lacey Chabert got a role on Party of Five or something like that. She was cast in it, and she wanted to focus on that because it was cartoon and voice acting, I'm guessing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Kenny, you're getting a lot of support in the chat, and you know what? I'm gonna give you 5 points for that answer.
And he's correct.
All right, here we go. We're picking it up. There is now an argument as to whether Mira Sorvino is in American Beauty or not. We'll let that run on. We have one more question left in round 3, and it is the flag of the former kingdom of Benin, which ruled part of the modern-day Nigeria from the 11th century until 1897, depicted what action not typically found on flags? Okay, everybody got it? Very easy question. This is a flag. There's an action on it that's not typically on flags. What is it? Ryan, coming to you first.
Oh yeah, it's a badass flag. It's like a lot of conflict in the country. So it's a dude lopping the head off another dude.
Beheading.
It's just a beheading on the flag. It's a real kind of like a skull and crossbones, like beware will mess you up.
Could be right. Kenny, what do you think?
So I know that the Kingdom of Benin was primarily a hunter-gatherer kind of people. That's how they pretty much got their start, and they really dove into the culinary escapades, if you will. So what they had on their flag was their staple food. It was a green salad. It's a staple food, and they'd just show the greens kind of being put into the salad, not the salad itself, not them prepping, but the greens. So the hands tossing. I don't know if I want to say that. The hands tossing the salad.
Yeah.
Of the salad.
Thank you,
Real
Kendra.
Commission Mars situation.
Kendra, so we've got beheading, tossing a salad. Kendra, what is your answer?
So it actually did involve death. It was a beheading, but what made it unique was it was specifically a white person as part of an anti-colonial drive at the time.
Oh,
beheaded a white person. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I can't give any points to Kenny for that answer. And Kendra's answer was very similar to Ryan's answer, but with more details. So I'm going to give 5 points to Kendra about that answer, which... Oh my God. That's the flag. Is that it?
That's the flag. However, I'm not entirely sure because the person on the flag is white, but I don't know if that means that they're actually white or not.
It's the color white.
And that's unfortunately is a gap in my knowledge. I apologize to the entire show audience for that on my behalf.
Should I just?
Yeah, go ahead.
I made the last part up. But I was thinking about beheading a white person before you said your answer, Ryan. So
you were right. You were right.
That person. I don't want to race science a historical depiction on a flag.
Sure.
But now I'm gonna look it up. Anyway.
Yeah.
Kendra, that last answer put you in a hefty lead. We have just the lightning round left. We have Ryan and Kenny with each 10 points, and Kendra, you have just dominated this game with 25 points so far. I will say that is that we have one round left. It is the lightning round, and that is a margin that has been reached before by the lightning round. So the audience is actually going to determine the winner of this game in the lightning round. The audience is going to assign points for answers that they think sound right for this final round. Audience, if you want to assign a point, just put somebody's name in a +1. And we are going to have a quick round of pictures here. We're just going to do a few of these. Our first answer coming up, or a first question. Ryan, what is this?
Oh, those are I believe those are Nazca lines in the Andes Mountains. They are huge petroglyphs carved out, and you can really only see them from space.
Great. Kendra, what is this?
This is an ancient Aztec depiction on a stone of their monkey god.
Kenny, what is this?
Drawing on a grocery bag.
What is this?
Ryan's correct. It's a Nazca line.
Wow. Good job, Ryan. Next question.
Faster.
What is this? Ryan, what is this?
It's a Manx fold.
Kendra, what is this?
British short hair.
Kenny, what is this?
That's Puss in Boots.
What is this?
It's a Scottish fold cat.
Oh, Scottish fold.
Ryan, who is this?
Oh, that's Klaus Nomi.
Kendra, who is this?
Famed drag queen Alaska Thunderfuck.
Kenny, who is this?
Alaska Thunderfuck. This is the I don't know the
Gold Dust.
RuPaul. I don't know.
Will, who is this?
Gold Dust, the wrestler.
Gold
shit.
Dust. Last one. Last lightning round question. Last lightning round question. Ryan, what is this?
That is a stinkhorn fungus.
Kendra, what is this?
This is it's a fungus with some chocolate on it.
Kenny, what is this?
That's dehydrated strawberries dipped in chocolate.
What is this, Will?
It is a fungus. It's called the Clathris archeri.
Is there chocolate on it, Will?
There's no chocolate. It's just the disgusting monstrosity of a mushroom.
Thank
Oh, it's really bad.
Will. I have
no.
our winner right here. In a surprise to probably no one at this point, Kendra is going to take home our 2MB University degree with 25 points. Ryan coming in second with 14 points. Kenny coming in last place with 11 points. That was a terrific round, everybody. We had some great answers. We had 2 maps, an unprecedented number of maps. Please join us for Poof, the magical game show coming up next. And join us next week on 2MB Studios right here for That Sounds Right for another 3 contestants and another wacky round of this game show. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Thank you.